The vast expanse of the ocean holds countless secrets and mysteries that have fascinated humans for centuries. From shipwrecks to ancient ruins, the ocean floor is home to a wealth of undiscovered treasures and fascinating artifacts. So join me for today's video. We're going to count down the 15 most fascinating underwater discoveries. Number 15. The Gulf of Mexico Dead Zone. Yep, we're going to start with the underwater discovery that certainly has got the creepiest name on our list. The Gulf of Mexico Dead Zone. And this kind of sounds like the title of a Stephen King novel, but there's something supernatural about this place. Although for any marine life that venture near it, the similarities to a horror novel would soon become very apparent. The Gulf of Mexico is one of the largest bodies of water in the world, covering an area of more than 600,000 square miles, and home to a variety of marine life, including fish, shrimp, crabs, and other important species. The dead zone, however, is very different. In the dead zone, oxygen levels are so low that it cannot support most marine life. This is due to the excessive amounts of nutrients, particularly nitrogen and phosphorus, that are dumped into the Gulf from agricultural and industrial sources. These nutrients stimulate the growth of algae, which in turn depletes the oxygen in the water as they decompose. The discovery of the Gulf of Mexico dead zone dates back to the 1970s, when scientists first noticed a significant decline in the populations of fish and other marine life in the area. Over the years, the size of the dead zone has grown and now covers an area of up to 8,000 square miles during the summer months. Sadly, it's now one of the largest environmental problems facing the Gulf region, with significant impacts on the local economy and environment. It also costs the fishing industry up to $82 million each year in lost revenue and threatens the long-term viability of important species like shrimp, crabs, and oysters. So no, it's not a great place to visit on your vacation, especially if you're a fish. Number 14. The Bimini Road. In many ways, the Bimini Road is just like any other road you might come across if you are hiking in the Bahamas, but with one notable exception. It's underwater, so if you're planning to go for a relaxing stroll down this particular road, you'll need much more than a lightweight waterproof jacket, and an umbrella would be pretty useless too. So yes, the Bimini Road is a mysterious underwater formation located off the coast of the island of Bimini in the Bahamas, consisting of a series of limestone blocks forming a straight, flat path across the ocean floor. First discovered in 1968, the road was discovered by an amateur archaeologist named J. Manson Valentine, who was exploring the waters off the coast of Bimini when he noticed the unusual pattern of limestone block on the ocean floor. These blocks appeared to be arranged in a straight line, with some measuring up to 13 feet long and weighing several tons. And that's weird, right? I mean, your average fish doesn't tend to have a background in construction. As such, the Bimini Road has been subject of much debate and speculation, with some claiming that it's evidence of an ancient civilization, while others believing it to be a natural geological formation caused by the erosion and tectonic activity, which in turn has led to numerous scientific studies and investigations. Despite the conflicting opinions, the Bimini Road remains a popular destination for divers and tourists. The crystal-clear water of the Bahamas provide a perfect backdrop for exploring this mysterious underwater formation, and many visitors come to see it for themselves and form their own opinions, all of which make it a tantalizing enough discovery to earn a place on this list. Number 13. The Blue Hole. The Blue Hole is the perfect name for this next underwater discovery because, well, I mean, just look at it. If any natural phenomenon does exactly what it says on the tin, then it's this thing. The discovery of the Blue Hole in the Red Sea is shrouded in mystery, with different stories and legends surrounding its origins. According to local Bedouin folklore, the Blue Hole was formed when a giant serpent was slain and thrown into the sea, creating the circular opening in the ocean floor. However, the true story behind the Blue Hole's formation is much more scientific in nature. The hole was first discovered in the 1950s by a team of French divers who were exploring the Red Sea's coral reefs. These divers were intrigued by the unusual shape of the hole and the crystal-clear blue water that filled it, and quickly realized they'd stumbled upon a unique geological formation that had never been seen before. Over the years, the Blue Hole's been subject of numerous scientific studies and expeditions, each one uncovering new information about its formation and the marine life that calls it home. Geologists have determined that the Blue Hole was formed over thousands of years through a combination of erosion and the collapse of a limestone cave system. Despite its scientific explanation, the Blue Hole remains a source of fascination and mystery for divers and adventurers around the world, drawn to its unique underwater environment, which is home to a variety of marine life, including schools of fish, sea turtles, and even sharks too. Its deep, dark waters and unique geological features have earned it a reputation as one of the most dangerous diving sites in the world, with numerous fatalities reported over the years, so this spot's probably not great for a family vacation with kids. Number 12. The Underwater Volcano of Kavachi. How powerful is the average volcano? Well, powerful enough that it can still have a significant effect on the geology of our planet, even when it's deep enough underwater to remain undiscovered for centuries. The Kavachi Volcano is an underwater volcano located in the Solomon Islands in the Pacific Ocean. It's one of the most active underwater volcanoes in the world, with eruptions occurring regularly since its discovery in the 1950s. The discovery of this underwater volcano was a result of an expedition by a team of researchers led by a geologist named Jack Lockwood in the 1950s. They were conducting a survey of the Solomon Islands when they noticed an unusual formation on the seafloor. Further investigation revealed that the formation was a volcano, and it was later named Kavachi after a local chief. The volcano is located about 30 miles south of the island of Vangunu and rises from the seafloor within 60 meters of the surface. The volcano's been erupting regularly since its discovery, with the most recent eruption happening in 2019. These eruptions can create large plumes of steam and gas that rise to the surface, and on occasion create an island that's quickly eroded away by the sea. In recent years, a team of researchers from the University of Tasmania has been studying the Kavachi volcano using remote sensing technology and underwater drones. Their research has provided new insights into the behavior of underwater volcanoes and the impact of their eruptions on the ocean environment. Number 11. The Black Sea Shipwrecks. The Black Sea is home to some of the most intriguing and mysterious shipwrecks in the world. These ancient wrecks, hidden beneath the waves for centuries, have captivated the imaginations of archaeologists and historians alike, shedding light on a forgotten world and revealing secrets long lost to the depths of the sea. One of the most remarkable discoveries was made in 2015, when a team of international scientists led by the University of Southampton uncovered the remains of a 2,400-year-old Greek trading vessel off the coast of Bulgaria. The ship, which had been exceptionally well preserved in the oxygen-limited waters of the Black Sea, contained a treasure trove of artifacts, including bronze figurines, pottery, and even food remains, giving an incredible glimpse into the life of the ancient world. Since then, further expeditions have continued to uncover more shipwrecks, each one offering new insights into the past. In 2018, a team from the Institute of Maritime History and Underwater Archaeology discovered a 2,000-year-old Roman shipwreck that had been carrying amphorae filled with garum, a fermented fish sauce that was a staple of ancient Roman cuisine. The find provided valuable information about trade routes and the Roman economy, as well as giving tantalizing glimpse into the culinary habits of another time. Another fascinating discovery was made in 2020 when a team from the Ukrainian National Academy of Sciences found the remains of a 500-year-old ship that was likely used for piracy. The vessel was found to be heavily armed with cannons and muskets still in place, indicating a violent past. This discovery has shed some light on the often overlooked role of piracy in the Black Sea during the early modern period. Number 10. The Yonaguni Monument. The Yonaguni Monument is a submerged rock formation located off the coast of Yonaguni Island in Japan. It is a controversial and mysterious structure that's been the subject of debate among archaeologists and scientists since its discovery in the 1980s. Discovered by a local diver named Kiichiro Aratake in 1986, the structure is made up of a series of flat horizontal platforms and walls, some of which are over 100 feet long and 80 feet wide. The walls are covered in carvings and features that suggest that they were constructed by human hands, and needless to say, this has led to a serious amount of debate. Some researchers believe that this is evidence of an ancient civilization, possibly dating back to the last ice age. They point to the precise angles and straight lines of the structures as evidence of human construction. However, other scientists argue that the Yonaguni Monument is a natural formation created by geological processes such as erosion and tectonic activity. They point to the fact that the monument is located in a seismically active area and that the rock formations in the surrounding area also have similar features. Despite the debate, the Yonaguni Monument remains a popular destination for divers and tourists. Its location off the coast of Yonaguni Island makes it accessible to divers and snorkelers who can explore the structure up close. This monument's also been the subject of numerous documentaries and TV shows too, which have helped to increase its popularity and mystique. Number 9. The Skeleton Coast Shipwrecks. The Skeleton Coast is a treacherous stretch of coastline along the northwestern coast of Namibia, known for its fog, strong winds, and unpredictable currents. It's also the site of numerous shipwrecks, many of which still lie scattered along the shoreline today. The Skeleton Coast shipwrecks were discovered by explorers and traders as early as the 15th century, when Portuguese sailors first began exploring the coast of Africa. The harsh conditions and unpredictable weather made it a perilous journey, and many ships were lost to the rocky coastline and treacherous seas. The first recorded shipwreck on the Skeleton Coast happened in 1486, when the Portuguese explorer Diogo Cao lost two of his ships while attempting to round the Cape of Good Hope. Over the centuries, many other ships met a similar fate, as the rugged coastline and unpredictable weather claimed numerous lives and vessels. In the early 20th century, the Skeleton Coast became the site of a thriving diamond industry, with miners and traders setting up camps along the shoreline. However, the harsh conditions and isolation of the area made it a difficult place to work and live. Many abandoned structures and equipment still remain scattered along the coast today. Skeleton Coast shipwrecks have become a popular tourist attraction, drawing visitors from around the world who are fascinated by the history and the mystery of the area. The rusted hulks of ships and abandoned buildings serves as a haunting reminder of the dangers and challenges faced by sailors and explorers over the centuries. If you enjoy hopping around and putting on a pirate voice, then this is the place for you. Yarr! Number 8. The Underwater Museum of Art. Now, this next entry on our list is not something that's been discovered by something else, but instead something you can discover yourself. The Underwater Museum of Art is a unique attraction located off the coast of Santa Rosa Beach in Florida, featuring a collection of underwater sculptures created by artists from around the world. The museum is designed to be both a visual spectacle and an artificial reef, providing a habitat for marine life and promoting ocean conservation. Founded in 2018 by the Cultural Arts Alliance of Walton County, this museum features a collection of 6 sculptures, each one created by a different artist. The sculptures are made from eco-friendly materials and are designed to withstand the corrosive effects of salt water. It's located in the Gulf of Mexico, about a half-mile from the shore. Visitors can access the museum by a boat or by diving, with the sculptures located at a depth of around 58 feet. The museum's open to all certified divers, but visitors are required to book a guided tour for safety reasons. However, this place is more than just an attraction for tourists and divers. It's also an artificial reef that provides a habitat for marine life and promotes ocean conservation. The sculptures are designed to encourage the growth of coral and other marine organisms, creating a thriving ecosystem that attracts a variety of fish and other sea creatures. Number 7. The Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is one of the most iconic natural wonders of the world, stretching over 1,400 miles along the coast of Australia. But how was this incredible natural wonder discovered? Well, firstly, it's said to be that the indigenous people of Australia, the Aboriginal and the Torres Strait Islander peoples, have lived along the coastline where the Great Barrier Reef now exists for tens of thousands of years. So technically, they were the first ones to discover and explore the reef, using it for food and for cultural and spiritual practices. However, the first recorded discovery of the Great Barrier Reef by Europeans was made in 1770 by the famous British navigator Captain James Cook. Cook was sailing on the HMB Endeavour, a ship commissioned by the Royal Navy to explore the South Pacific. He charted the eastern coast of Australia, naming it New South Wales, and became the first recorded European to make contact with the indigenous people of the area. Cook's discovery of the Great Barrier Reef was accidental, as he ran aground on a shoal while navigating the treacherous waters off the coast. He and his crew spent 6 weeks repairing the ship and exploring the area, which included the stunning coral formations of the Great Barrier Reef. Since Cook's discovery, the reef has been explored and studied by numerous scientists and explorers, leading to a greater understanding of its ecological and geological significance. Today, the Great Barrier Reef is not only a popular tourist spot, but also a UNESCO World Heritage Site and an important research area for scientists studying climate change and marine biodiversity. Number 6. The Underwater Waterfall of Mauritius. The underwater waterfall of Mauritius is a spectacular natural phenomenon that appears as a waterfall cascading into the ocean's depths. Located off the coast of Le Morne-Brabant, a peninsula on the southwestern tip of the island of Mauritius, the discovery of the underwater waterfall was made possible through satellite imagery and the use of modern technology. The waterfall isn't actually a true waterfall, but rather an optical illusion created by sand and silt that's being transported by ocean currents over a steep underwater drop-off. The sand and silt are carried by the ocean currents towards the edge of this continental shelf where the ocean floor drops off sharply into the abyss. As the sediment-laden water reaches the edge of the shelf, it appears to fall off like the edge of a waterfall and cascades down the steep slope. A popular tourist attraction, the waterfall is best viewed from the air. This is a unique phenomenon. It's also an important site for scientific research, as it provides an insight into ocean currents and the movement of sediment on the ocean floor. However, the underwater waterfall is also a fragile ecosystem too, that's threatened by human activity and climate change. The increased use of fertilizers and other pollutants on land can have a negative impact on the coral reefs that surround this waterfall. while rising ocean temperatures and sea levels can affect the ocean currents that create the illusion of this thing. Number 5. The USS Arizona Memorial. Once again, this is something that was very purposely built underwater, but it's certainly worth discovering it if you find yourself in the area. The USS Arizona Memorial is a national monument located at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, commemorating the lives lost during the Japanese attack on December 7, 1941. The memorial's built over the remains of the USS Arizona, which was sunk during the attack and remains on the ocean floor to this day. And that was something which was indeed discovered. The discovery of the USS Arizona Memorial began shortly after the attack on Pearl Harbor, when divers discovered the remains of the sunken battleship. In the years following the attack, the site was designated a National Historic Landmark, and plans were made to build a permanent memorial there. This memorial was designed by architect Alfred Preece and constructed in the early 1960s. The design includes a white structure that spans the length of the sunken battleship, with 2 walls rising above the water that symbolize the conflict that took place between the United States and Japan. Visitors to the memorial begin their journey with a short film that provides background on the events leading up to the attack on Pearl Harbor. Then they board a small boat that takes them to the memorial, where they can view the remains of the Arizona below. The memorial is also an important site for education and historical research. It provides a glimpse into the events that led up to World War II and the impact that the war had on the world. It's a powerful symbol of the strength and resilience of the American people, and a testament to the bravery and sacrifice of those who served their country. Number 4. The Underwater Caves of Mexico. The underwater caves of Mexico, also known as cenotes, are a series of interconnected caverns and tunnels that were discovered in the 1980s. These caves are located in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico and are believed to have been formed over 6,000 years ago during the last ice age. The discovery of these underwater caves, however, was a major breakthrough in the world of diving and exploration. It was first made by a team of divers who were exploring the area looking for a source of fresh water. As they dove deeper, they found a vast network of interconnected caves and tunnels, each with its own unique geological formations and ecosystems. Since their discovery, the underwater caves of Mexico have become a popular destination for divers and explorers from around the world. These caves offer a unique and awe-inspiring experience with crystal-clear water, vibrant colors, and an otherworldly atmosphere. In addition to their beauty, these underwater caves of Mexico also offer a wealth of scientific knowledge. Scientists and researchers have used the caves to study everything from the geological history of the region to the biodiversity of its underwater ecosystems. However, exploring these caves can be dangerous and should only be done by experienced divers with proper training and equipment. These caves are often quite difficult to navigate, with narrow passages and tight spaces that require a high level of skill and expertise. In other words, be careful. Number 3. The Lost City. It won't come as any great surprise to you that the Lost City just off the western coast of Cuba is a city that was, well, lost. In 2001, a team of divers stumbled upon an astounding discovery in the waters off the western coast of Cuba, the remains of a lost city hidden beneath the waves. This underwater archaeological site has since captured the imaginations of scientists and the general public alike. Located in the Guanaja-Cabibes Peninsula National Park, an area known for its lush forests and pristine beaches, the Lost City consists of a series of stone structures, including buildings, walls, and roads, spread out over an area approximately 6 square miles. The structures are thought to be remnant of an ancient civilization that existed thousands of years ago and has raised a number of questions about the history of the Caribbean region. It's believed that the city was once above water but was subsequently submerged as a result of rising sea levels. Scientists have estimated that the city could be between 1,500 and 2,000 years old and may have been part of a larger network of settlements in the region. The structures themselves are made of limestone and are remarkably well preserved considering their age and the fact that they've been underwater for so long. Some of the buildings even have intact roofs and doorways, and there are also remnants of what appear to be tools and other artifacts. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Lost City is its potential cultural significance. While the origins of the city and the people who built it remain a mystery, there are some clues that suggest a possible connection to the ancient Mayan civilization. For example, some of the stone carvings found at the site bear a resemblance to Mayan art, and there are also similarities in the architecture and layout of the city. That's fascinating. Number 2. The Anticythera Mechanism. When you think about the early days of computers, your mind might conjure up a young Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, but things go back a little further than these two Silicon Valley geniuses. About 2,200 years further back to be precise. And how do we know this? Well, because one of these early computers has been discovered underwater. The Anticythera Mechanism is an ancient Greek artifact that's considered to be one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. It's a complex mechanism that's made of bronze and consisting of numerous gears and cogs, believed to be the world's first analog computer. The discovery of this mechanism was made in 1901 by a group of sponge divers who were exploring the waters near the Greek island of Anticythera. The divers discovered the remains of an ancient shipwreck and, among the other artifacts, found fragments of a strange bronze mechanism. Not fully understood until many years later, when it was studied by archaeologists and scientists. The mechanism is believed to date back to the 2nd century BCE and was used to calculate astronomical positions and predict eclipses and other celestial events. It is considered one of the greatest engineering achievements of the ancient world and has been described as a masterpiece of miniaturization and mechanical complexity. In recent years, scientists have used advanced imaging techniques to study this mechanism and have discovered new information about its function and design. Despite the complexity, the mechanism is believed to have been a relatively common device in ancient Greece, with many similar machines likely created but not surviving to the present day. Kinda makes your iPhone look a little bit less impressive now, doesn't it? Number 1. The Titanic. I mean, come on, how could we possibly have anything else at our number 1 spot? Whether you're interested in the history of this legendary vessel or a fan of the movie starring Leo and Kate, or even just familiar with the word Titanic being used as a metaphor for things going terribly wrong, there's no doubt that this is the most famous shipwreck of all time. The sinking of the Titanic in 1912 is one of the most well-known and tragic events in maritime history. For decades, the location of the wreckage remained a mystery until its discovery in 1985 by a team of explorers led by Robert Ballard. Ballard, an oceanographer and deep-sea explorer, had been working for years to develop the technology needed to locate the Titanic. In 1982, he was approached by the U.S. Navy to assist in the search for 2 of its submarines that had gone missing in the Atlantic. Using advanced underwater imaging technology, Ballard was able to locate the submarines and their wreckage, and in the process, he developed a system for exploring the ocean floor. 2 years later, Ballard set his sights on the Titanic. He had a theory that the ship had broken into 2 pieces when it sank, and he believed that by searching for the debris field, he could locate the wreckage. With the help of the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, Ballard secured funding from the National Geographic Society and set out on an expedition to find the Titanic. Using a remote-operated vehicle, or ROV, equipped with cameras and lights, Ballard and his team began their search. On September 1, 1985, after several days of searching, they finally located the Titanic's bow, lying upright on the ocean floor, nearly 2.5 miles below the surface. Over the next several days, the team used the ROV to explore the wreckage, capturing images of the ship's grand staircase, the captain's bathtub, and other artifacts. They also discovered that the Titanic had indeed broken into 2 pieces, confirming Ballard's theory. The discovery of the Titanic wreck was a major milestone in the field of deep-sea exploration. It shed new light on the events of that tragic night in 1912 and provided valuable insight into the technology and engineering of the era. It also sparked renewed interest in the story of the Titanic and inspired countless books, documentaries, and films. And it forced the entire planet to listen to that Celine Dion song again and again and again. I'll see you guys next time.
Watch our binge-watching playlist if you'd like to watch all of our most popular top 15 videos. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and get ready to binge.
The Top 5 show has launched channel memberships. Thank you to our channel members.